did Chicken Soup for the College Soul, and back at the time, it was around 1999, 2000, the author, that's 9 years ago, wow, the story was called How to Get an A on Your Final Exam. We reprinted it in the Student Leader book, in case you don't have the Chicken Soup book. But a group of Hollywood writers and producers got a copy of the story. They said, oh my gosh, this is a great story. And they were working on this movie called Slackers. How many of you ever saw the movie Slackers? Version? Good. You didn't, it's like not an Academy Award-winning movie, right? You didn't miss anything. But in it, there's a great clip. Why? Because it's based on the story that I wrote. And here's the simple scene. I want to set it up. Just got the video for you. I simply want to set you up with this clip. You've got a group of students in a big class like this, and a professor, okay? And I simply want to ask you the question that you see on the screen. And what's the question on the screen? It says what? Whose side are you on? So whose side are you on, the students or the professor? So let me pull the clip up here. All right? And again, it comes from the movie called Slackers. And we call it the Blue Book clip. Here it is. And then we won't do Monsters, Inc. this time.
Jeff's not even sophomore yet. He marches to a different drummer. Jeff's not exactly crazy about authority. He's just crazy.
I don't want you to worry about finishing the exam. No one ever does. That's the way I designed it. So just finish writing whenever you... Time's up! Okay, that's it. Time's up. Close your books. Stop writing. Come forward. Papers immediately. Everybody in the back. Everybody. All the way in the back. You! Yes, you. Little Red Riding Hood. Congratulations. You just got an F. Come on up. There's always one in every crowd. Don't believe me. It doesn't matter. You can stop writing, sir. I don't care if you have the cure for cancer. It's fruitless. You will not pass. Sir, congratulations. You have failed.
Do you even know my name?
No, I don't know your name.
No, you do.
Great, huh? Good stuff. You can clap, you can clap. So here's the question, whose side are you on? Whose side? Come on, let's be honest, whose side? The students, right? The kids. Wait a second. Isn't this a leadership conference? Aren't you here to You're like, what's happening to you, Tony? Don't worry. Aren't you here to represent Canon Leadership Institute Program International? Yes. But you're like, dude, it's funny. The kid got away with it. He broke the rules. The system, right? And somebody's sitting there going, damn, man, that's a great idea. I'll do that next week. All right, here's the point. Now, I've been showing this clip every time I come here, and every time I show the clip, everybody laughs and sides with the kid. And my question, my challenge to us is why? I mean, aren't we supposed to be leaders? Aren't we supposed to hold ourselves to a higher standard? Yeah, but it was funny. See, the thing that we could do is kind of speak down to us as student leaders, saying, well, you got to follow the rules, the rules, the rules. And what's so wonderful about this program is what we do here at Canon is we talk to you in a different level. You see, we believe, not only do we believe, we absolutely know that inside of you is something that transcends the rules. It's an ethical, authentic center of who you are, who you want to become, and ultimately what you want to give back to the world. And that's what this program is about, cultivating and nurturing you. You see, you all come from a variety of, variety. Is that a word? Let's make it up. Okay, variety. It's like a Mariah Carey or something. Anyway, you come from a myriad, thank you, of different backgrounds and experiences, but here's the one common thread that you all weave in your life, and that is this. Everyone in this room has a future bigger than your past and bigger than your present. Your future is bigger than your present reality, and that's what draws you to here at ASU. That's what draws you to a program like this. And our job is to help cultivate that future and support you in that never-ending search for the best within you. And tonight is a start in that chapter, in that journey. We're going to all have a great time, right? Everybody say yes. Yes. All right, so the topic that I want to introduce to you first is this. We can't lead other people until we first lead who? So this concept is called personal leadership. Everybody say personal, or just say leadership after I say personal. Personal what? Leadership. Now, please understand, real quick, I'm going to use 21st century learning strategies. So I'm going to ask you to call back, throw back to me, so you stay engaged with me. I'm also going to ask you to do hand gestures, not inappropriate ones, but ones to help you learn and retain the information. All right, I'm not trying to annoy you or talk down to you. I'm trying to really engage your body. I'll show videos. I'll be passionate. I'll be silly. I'll be stupid. I'll be serious to really connect and engage everything I can to support each and every one of you in this room. Is that cool? All right, so the idea is this. We can't lead others until we first lead who? So this program is going to be about who? You. So if it's boring, you're boring. I hate to tell you that. All right, so Let me tell you why we do this stuff. And what I mean by that, I've got the coolest job in the world in that I have the privilege now to work. I've worked with over 1.5 million college students from literally over 2,200 different college campuses across North America. And I see all kinds of students from all different walks of life. And you guys, you know you've got a special place here at ASU. But let me give you a quick national perspective. This is some good stuff you might want to write down if you'd like to take notes. If not, don't worry. You don't have to remember. There's not going to be a test on anything. Because I'll show you what we need to know. But here's a quick snapshot of the U.S. You've got 4,813 colleges and universities in the United States. We've got about 18.3 million first-year students. So how many first-year students do we have in here? Freshmen, first-year students, raise your hand. Okay, good stuff. You're one of the 18.3 million. We got about, oh no, there it is. We got, sorry about that, jumped in. We got about 1.8 million first-year students, okay? Now here's the kicker, and really something interesting. Within the first 3 months, 1 out of 6 students will make a decision to leave their institution that they enrolled in. That's about 33%, okay? That's not very good. Even worse than that, we've got only in about 4 years, only 1 out of 3 students will actually graduate from a college. So that's about 35% roughly if I'm using statistics or percentages. And then even worse than that, we have only about 54% of our students, this is nationwide, actually graduating in a 6-year framework. Everybody say, that sucks. Okay, because that ain't good. Now, here's the ASU rates. Sorry my mic is popping. Here are the ASU rates as of 2007. This is the most current data. So here on this campus, what's the 4-year graduation rate? 28%. Okay? Everybody say, that really sucks. It's all right. You have a huge campus population, so that's going to skew the numbers a little bit. You've got one of the largest on-residence campuses in the entire world. So it's pretty daunting task. Pretty positive here. Your 6-year graduation rate is 56%. Okay? Now, here it's all about progress, not perfection. This has gone up from 47% in 1999. So it keeps getting better. Now, do you not want to be one of those numbers? Say yes. Yes. Say, Tony, I don't want to be one of those numbers. And I'll show you how you don't be one of those numbers is this. Listen. Hear the angels singing? Everybody give it up because you were here. Raise your hand. Clap your hands. Yes. Turn to your friend and you're say, you're not going to be one of those numbers. We know the research shows the more engaged you are in the campus community early in your life, the more success you're going to be here as a student. You've put yourself in this position of success. Here's one of the key principles of success. 80% of success is about showing up. Showing where? Everybody say up. And more importantly, on time. Everybody say when? On time. Yeah, and by the way, I compliment you all. There's so many of you who are like super early, 45 minutes early, all right, which is really cool. So, rule number 1, you got to do what? Everybody say show up. Show up to every one of these events. Commit yourself to this process. I'm going to guarantee if you do that, you're probably not going to be one of those numbers. Okay? I can assure you that you won't be one of those numbers. I can't guarantee it, but I'll say it's a really strong likelihood that you'll be one of those one of those students who actually graduate within a 4-year framework from this fine institution. All right? And I'll tell you how and why through this next step called the Did You Know game. We're going to throw back into fill in the blanks with me. All right, throw up on the screen. This is one of the things we like to say is, we call this the Did You Know game. Did you know that most college students go to college and get a what? Degree. But not a what? Education. Now I'm going to engage your body by moving your hands like this. Everybody draw a box and say degree. So you're going to go to the classroom and you're going to get your what? Degree. Very valuable, very important. But here at Canon, you're going to get your what? Everybody draw a big circle and say education. Now the word education comes from the Latin educare, which means to draw out, to pull from. Now what's so cool is in the classroom where you get your what? That's where stuff is going to get dumped in. But by being involved, engaged in this campus community, first here at Canon, and then as you go through your emerging projects, and then as you become a more engaged student leader here in this campus culture, that, my friend, is where you're going to get your what? And that's the difference that'll make the difference for you. You see, when you graduate, not only are you going to just leave with a piece of paper, but more importantly, you want to graduate with a sense of who you are, and who you're becoming, and ultimately what you're going to give back to the world. Number 2 is this. Ben Franklin said this way back in the day. He said, most students die when they're 27, but they're not buried until they're 77. Now, he didn't mean die like you're dead. All right? He means most people do die. Socially, emotionally, physically, financially. Somebody said, go, dude, I'm a college student. I'm dead financially. All right? But he was so true. He said, he didn't mean they die. He said they lose that sense of passion and purpose. Oh, someone left their ringtone on. I'm going to start dancing. All right. So, the thing is this. Why does this happen? I don't know for the whole world, but I do know for a very specific group of people, and that's college students. Because the one thing people ask me when I'm interviewed on TV and media, they say, what would you tell the average college student? Seriously, get us